Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on Zines on Sunday. I have a quicker project today, one that involves less collaging, so that's why I've chosen to work on a coffee dyed paper, just to give it a little bit more interest on the background rather than just the stark white. If you haven't seen me make a zine before, or if you haven't made a zine before and you're unsure what it is I'm doing just now, you can go back and watch the video that I will link. It's an introduction video and it explains all about zines and how to make them. And hopefully it should be time stamped by now. If not, it's going to be time stamped very soon. So you should be able to navigate quite easily around that video and just pop to the bit that you're after. But yeah, so essentially I'm just doing the folding and the cutting to make the base of our zine. And then I will show you what I was planning. So, a few bit finger and thumbs today. And I think the trouble is with it being coffee dyed paper, obviously it's already changed its shape quite a bit with it being dyed. So it's just a case of working with it a little bit to get it into place. Okay, like that. So I'm going to go and collect the bits and pieces that I am planning on using today, and then I will get back to you and we'll get started. So what I've decided to do today is use some dried leaves that I've got in my stash, and I also have this beautiful handmade paper as well. And what I was thinking of doing is using each page as the background, popping a piece of paper on there like that, and then getting a leaf and popping the leaf on there like that. And that's all I was thinking of doing today. I think it's really simple and beautiful, and sometimes, what's the saying, there's beauty in simplicity. And also for those who would like to have a go at doing a zine, this might be a way in. It might just be a few baby steps into putting a zine together, which doesn't require I suppose, the intimidating process of collage. You know, if you're not really into collage, or it's something that you haven't done a lot of, I can see why it seems quite a daunting task. So I thought this might be an easy way of doing it. Now, I've only really got 6 decent variety of leaf, but then I was thinking, you know, even though we've got 8 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then I was thinking I'm probably not going to want one on the front because they're quite delicate, and I'm probably not going to want one on the back either for the same reason. So 6 actually works out well, and then I will just have to choose something to put on the front. I could still use a piece of paper and just maybe put a title on here, and perhaps just do a tiny bit of collaging on the front cover instead. So to attach the leaves, I was thinking of using this gel medium. They are really delicate, so I've also got a very soft small brush, and I thought I could kind of just gently use that. So we'll see how that goes. I've never used this particular gel medium with leaves, so we'll just take it a step at a time, and all I'm going to do is pop a little bit of this onto here to get it stuck down initially, and then I will go back over with the same gel medium to keep it in place and to give it some protection. So I'm just going to pop that on there, give it a press down like that, and then go back over the top very gently so I'm not disturbing or ripping any of those leaves. Like this, and hopefully this will keep it in place. And I'm just going to put a little bit more there where it was lifting up, try and get that stuck so it doesn't move. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing on another 5 bits of paper with another 5 leaves. So I will speed it up a little bit and then we'll see how they are looking at the end. So these are all nice and dry, and I'm now going to stick them onto here, one on each page. I'm not going to do anything further on there, apart from I've dug out a small washi tape just to put over the stems to prevent them from lifting up. There's one in particular that doesn't want to stick. So my idea was to just get a little bit like that. Pop it on there to keep it into place, and that just also adds a little bit of interest as well. So to stick it down, I'm just going to use some tacky glue, and I'm going to put one on each page. I've left the front and I will be leaving the back page as well. I've been having a look through my bits and bobs, and I think I'm going to go with something like this. I've decided that I am actually going to put a dried leaf on the front. I've got this nice tall one, and I just thought it would tie in with the rest of the booklet, and I thought without having a dried leaf on the front, the dried leaves inside the zine perhaps wouldn't make sense. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will just use some of the matte medium over the top to give that some protection. I've just found some scrap music paper, the end of a tag, a little label that I had, and the other day when I was using a textbook to do some collaging, I had these bits of the page that had numbers on them, so I just cut circles out. I've got a few. And also I cut some lengthways as well, so I just thought I would add those onto there as well. I don't think I'm going to bother doing any inking. I think it's nice how it is. I may just ink this label here to match this what do we call these, hole reinforcers, to tie it in, but other than that I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So I'm going to get all of that stuck down. Then on the back I have found this little sticky label, which I think I may just cut out and pop that in the middle on the back cover and just keep the back cover nice and simple. So again, I'm going to speed it up a little bit so that you can watch me without having to sit through it in real time, and then we'll have a look at where we are at. So we are all stuck down on the front, and this is what the front is looking like. Opening up, we have got our dried leaves stuck onto our homemade paper, and what I also did is just I cut out some of those little numbers from those strips to put on as I thought they looked a little bit like a specimen number, and I thought it just tied in nicely with these numbers here and just made the front cover make sense with what we had put on the inside. So here's what we are looking like on the inside. Really simple, very understated, and on the back I just put that little sticker there. Now of course, if you don't have dried flowers, you could use stickers. So I have packets of stickers like this. These are quite easy to come by. You could use pictures from that you've cut out of a book. You could use pictures that you've cut out of a magazine, you know, like a gardening magazine or a home magazine that features flowers or leaves in it. So there are lots of different options that you could do as an alternative to using dried flowers. I just thought this was something a little bit different to have a go at. The only downside to it is obviously it's a tiny bit bulkier than a normal zine, because this homemade paper is that little bit thicker than what typical collage paper would be. And again, if you don't have any homemade paper, you can quite easily get this effect by just ripping round whatever paper you choose to use and then just folding up the edges a little bit and just stressing it that way. So you can still get some similar effects, and you can still put your own stamp and your own style into this style of zine that I have done here. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that's given you a few more ideas if you are fancying having a go at a zine. Don't forget to check out the video down below in the description if you are unsure of any aspects of a zine that you might like to hear a little bit more about. And I will see you for our next zines on Sunday. See you soon. Bye bye now.